I'm back. Cool. Right on cue. So a lot's happened. Fortunately the previous tape ran out, but still here drafting. As you can see how I constructed my team. I'm mainly drafting upside now. So Jonathan Franklin, the running back, the rookie at Green Bay, really excited about that pick because obviously a high upside guy. I have Foster. I'm hoping I get Ben Tate, which will really just solidify this position, meaning I'm pretty much assured a top 10 running back for one of my positions. Oh, Michael Vick's gone. I hate. Cool. So right here, I'm going to draft Ben Tate, obviously, but I'm going to take the time to update my roster. Rasta. For sure. Cool. Ben Tate. Won't drag this out too long. Love that. It's feeling tough. I'm just going to find this guy. Okay, so it's back on me now, and because I'm keeping my queue updated, which is really important late, I have D'Angelo Williams in there. Yeah, respectable. Again, upside guys. Maybe if Jonathan Stewart gets hurt, he's worth something, but again, he's just going to be a upside flex pay. I'm just drafting purely for upside here. Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize it was still recording. I'm trying to keep up. Right. Go ahead and pause this. So at this point, all my decision making is basically done. I've updated my queue with a few people. Wells McKayhe's still in here. Moved him to the bottom. I don't think I fully updated this since use. Um, so hopefully it's done. So I'm just going here, read notes, see if there's anything promising, as I haven't had the chance to update things now. So we'll see. Yeah, at this point, it's all upside running backs, receivers. So Ronnie Hillman, hopefully I'll get Pierre Thomas next, and that'll be pretty good. Pierre Thomas, yep. And now, if I was feeling uncomfortable at any of these other positions, I may draft them. But again, you have to think about what's going to be available on the waiver wire, especially at the beginning of the season. Some of these teams, I look through them, they're probably carrying multiple tight ends, like this guy. At some point, he may need the position, and if Antonio Gates isn't playing well, he'll drop him. So this is why I like constructing my teams the way I do. This is an example of a bad team, in my opinion. So you have Drew Brees, who was a lock. Maurice Jones-Drew upside. This guy's upside, but neither of these guys are locks, and neither of these guys are too. They play on the same team. I mean, geez, one could be great and one could be bad. So you'd say one of these is a relative lock for top 10, and then Jason Witten and Kenny Britt. I mean, come on, my team's gonna kill hits every day of the week. The difference in QB doesn't even account for the difference in tight end, and I clearly win every one of these other positions. So this is why I really like to construct my team the way I do. And I can just jump from team to team, and it's going to be largely the same thing. Russell Wilson, Steven Jackson, Matt Forte, neither of those guys are locks. Either the wide receivers are. I mean, I'm going to pick up huge points every week against Michael Finley, and look at that. It's ridiculous. This team is terrible. So, just spot check a couple others. This guy went really risky. Michael Vick is interesting. I'm high on Vick. Went really hard at tight end or at wide receivers, sacrificed tight ends, and is decent at running back. But I would venture to say I'm beating him in every position pretty much. Killing my quarterback, definitely beating him at RB1. RB2, probably losing Chris Ivory. But again, one of the benefits is, would you rather spot start? So he has Chris Ivory, Lamar Miller, that's pretty much Goodson. So he's going to be, would you rather have Chris Ivory and Lamar Miller or Ahmad Bradshaw than Jarvis Green Ellis and Jonathan Franklin? All for one spot, and maybe even Miles Austin. I mean, depending on how Miles Austin does this year, I feel pretty comfortable that he may get a spot start occasionally, depending on how the matchups are. The other thing I'll notice is I don't really account for bye weeks. I happen to get lucky and not too many fall at the same time, but I usually don't care about bye weeks at all. Now, this is a pretty solid team. See, what he's done is largely what I try to do. Low risk, and really he's trying to spot start shooting for the upside of the running backs, which is a lot more probable than any of these other positions. If Ridley falls out of favor or Shane Vereen happens to be great, his team looks. Ryan Matthews is a great player. Hasn't happened yet. It's not likely, but it's feasible. Let's see. I'll just go to flex. See, my options are Golden Tate. Not a lot of running backs left. At some point, I mean, I reached a positional limit, so power line. Okay, so I reached my positional limit for running backs, which is good. These people, I don't think they're great, but maybe one of them has a good game or two, and I try to trade them largely at the beginning of the season. Jeff defense is first. Ooh, Ravens, I'm taking them. Who cares? And cool. Red girl and gold. For kickers, I just look at who had the most points last year or projected. I guess it doesn't really matter. I do try. Oh, Green Bay's kicker. So that's largely how the tool works and how I draft. I really like this team. I think I'm going to adjust tiers going forward. A lot of the stuff I haven't accounted for. But this is one of the benefits of the tool, that as you go on, you will see things you don't like. For instance, I'm probably not going to be as high on Larry Fitzgerald as I am here. Like, I think the difference between him and some of the other wide receivers in his class, like Demaryius Thomas and others, may not be that big. So as you do this and you practice, you understand where your tiers are and how you truly feel each player is, where they are. And a lot of times you can go back, look at data, and say, hey, well, he scored 150 points last year. Do I really think he's going to score 170? No. And you can largely check a lot of your gut instincts and make sure the final version is something you're comfortable with and it really aligns to your desires. And by the time your draft day will be in September, it's gonna be a second nature. It's gonna be so quick and so easy. It's going to be ridiculous. You're gonna know exactly who you want to take. A lot of your team's gonna look largely the same with a few different players, which is what you're going for, because you don't want to be cheering on every team in the league come Sunday or every player in the league come Sunday. But you have a few big bets and a few small bets that if some people explode, you're gonna win a couple leagues. So that's what I like here. I think I'll do some more adjustments, and really happy with this team. And you can see here's some of the teams that I'm up against. There's only one that's even a competitor, in my opinion. This is actually a really good team too. But really weaken the flex, and really weaken the tight end. I mean, I'm going to pick up 3 points there and another 3 points there, and a lot of times you don't account for that, and I'm clearly going to pick up points. I'm at the QB position. He's going to pick up points in the running back position, probably a somewhat of a push in wide receiver. If how Nelson does. So that's my draft, final pick, and I'm out.